For over 50 years, human space travel has remained relatively close to Earth, orbiting the planet. But no one has journeyed into deep space since the Apollo program wrapped up in 1972. That has just changed. The Artemis II crew have broken the record for the farthest a human mission has ever traveled from Earth, overtaking the Apollo 13 record of 248,655 miles, set in 1970.
We are standing by for the Integrity crew aboard Orion to surpass the Apollo 13 record.
Integrity crew, on April 15, 1970, during the Apollo 13 mission, 3 explorers set the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from our home planet. At that time, over 55 years ago, Lovell, Swigert, and Hayes flew 248,655 statute miles away from Earth. Today, for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that frontier. Integrity, over to you.
Yeah, from the cabin of Integrity here as we surpass the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth. We do so in honoring the extraordinary efforts and feats of our predecessors in human space exploration. We will continue our journey even further into space before Mother Earth succeeds in pulling us back to everything that we hold dear. But we, most importantly, choose this moment to challenge this generation and the next to make sure this record is not long-lived.
The crew also took time to informally name 2 lunar craters they could see with the naked eye. The first, located just northwest of the Orion Basin, they propose calling Integrity. The second, sitting just northeast of Integrity, on the boundary between the moon's near and far sides, and occasionally visible from Earth, they suggested naming Carol, in memory of Commander Wiseman's late wife, Carol Taylor Wiseman. Once the mission concludes, both proposals will be formally submitted to the International Astronomical Union. Meanwhile, mission specialist Christina Koch and pilot Victor Glover shared their thoughts with Mission Control on the views as they got closer to the moon. Just a reminder about this view. This is coming from a GoPro camera mounted on the tip of one of Orion's 4 solar arrays.
Houston, Integrity for SITREP. First of all, I'll just talk about the experience that I had during Victor and my observation time. It was an incredible experience. We definitely noted how much more you can see with the zoom lens. Even though we have a great visible eye image, there's just a lot of texture that just pops right out at you when you can zoom in. So almost just using it like a telescope, the camera lens. We really enjoyed our discussion time. That was a great innovation on the lunar targeting plan. We were both able to describe a lot more kind of with flow, I would say, when we were talking to each other. And it was also, we sort of were able to bounce ideas off of each other and come to new conclusions. We had, I think, a very successful talking through of some contacts between different color areas, both in the Mare and in the Highlands, and we identified some really unique texture areas as well. At one point, towards the end of the images of my time in window 3, I just had an overwhelming sense of being moved by looking at the moon. It lasted just a second or two, and I actually couldn't even make it happen again. But something just drew me in suddenly to the lunar landscape, and it became real. And the truth is, the moon really is its own body in the universe. It's not just a poster in the sky that goes by. It is a real place. And when we have that perspective and we compare it to our home of the Earth, it just reminds us how much we have in common, everything we need the Earth provides, and that in and of itself is somewhat of a miracle.
And now, check this out. One of the GoPro cameras mounted on the Orion spacecraft solar arrays captured an amazing view of Earth and the moon.
This is a live view from the Orion spacecraft. Currently aboard Orion, 4 crew members, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. And on the Earth, all of us, all of humanity.
You can see the moon is starting to get a little bit dimmer as the astronauts are going to pass behind it.
Now 6 minutes and 26 seconds away from that loss of signal. Again, we will be out of communication with them for about 40 minutes until they come around the other side of the moon and we can re-establish contact.
Integrity Houston, you are 6 minutes from your 40-minute lunar flyby LOS. From all of us, it's a privilege to witness you carrying the fire past our farthest reach. Thank you. Godspeed.
Thank you for that, Jenny. And thank you to all of you for allowing us the immense privilege to be on this journey together.
Houston copies. We'll see you on the other side.
Now, here's what we have been waiting for. The Artemis II crew saw the start of a solar eclipse that only they could see from their unique vantage point.
You're getting a live look from Orion as the crew observes a solar eclipse from the moon.
This solar eclipse is only visible to the crew on the spacecraft. It's not visible to anybody on Earth.
Again, during the beginning portion of this eclipse, the astronauts will need to use eclipse glasses just like we do from Earth to safely view it. Once the moon has completely covered the sun, they'll be able to take off those glasses for almost an hour. Totality on Earth during a solar eclipse lasts only a couple of minutes. So this opportunity gives them a chance to look out into deep space and to look into see if there are other planets nearby.
What you're seeing here is the solar corona. That's the outer atmosphere of the sun.
Science, integrity, in the blind. This is continues to be unreal. The sun has gone behind the moon, and the corona is still visible, and it's bright, and it creates a halo almost around the entire moon. But when you get to the Earth side, the Earth shine is already shown. I mean, almost seconds after the sun set behind the moon. You could see Earth shine. The Earth is so bright out there, and the moon is just hanging in front of us. This black orb out in front of us, in front of now, not the blackness, but the gray that blends and drifts into the blackness. We can see stars and the planets behind it. And Christina is in window 1, Reed is in window 2 with the long lens, and Jeremy is describing it in window 3, and it is quite an impressive sight. You can still see the horizon lit up brighter where the sun set on that side of the moon. It is bright.